opposite.
No, it's right.
Okay, so it's
That is so perfect. I was writing that out. Like I wrote it on a huge paper, but it does nothing to show it. So that's great.
yeah. No, I just brought all my like ManyCam like Google Slides, so I thought that
Love
maybe I
it.
could talk about how I prepare using Google Slides. So
Yep, that's a question on here.
cool,
Yay!
cool.
Oh, so excited and nervous. Why do I get so nervous? You think I'd be used to these?
Right.
Well, this one, I always prepare. I have my printouts, and I wasn't sure because trials are so big and diverse, and there's so much, I wasn't sure.
Right.
So I was like, ooh.
No, there are so many. Like just looking at this isn't even the whole list.
I
It's
know.
missing it's missing three. But yeah, there's so many.
Yeah. Hey, Danny.
Hello.
Yeah, the new levels aren't on there. The T1 U7s, I think, right?
Yes. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe the Starlight. Yeah, I know. I was
Oh yeah,
going,
I don't do Starlight.
I have a ton of Starlight. Wow,
Yeah, that's why I
should
don't
have
do
fixed
it.
myself up. So don't forget, you guys are gonna get the link and you're gonna have all this beginning stuff of me like messing with my eyes and stuff. Edit that out.
No, that's going in. I'm just doing like a 3-hour loop of you going meep, meep,
Yeah.
meep, meep. Yeah.
Actually, you might have Danny going in there earlier.
Oh yeah, that's right. You went in like an hour early.
I did.
Okay.
Recording.
It started, that light was flashing and I was like, oh my dink.
I went like, who's there? Did I give him the wrong time? What do I do? So I really got to clean myself up.
I didn't want to miss it. I have to set an alarm, and because in the afternoon I just get all wonky and I forget. So
Yeah. Well, last time I almost slept through it. So if it wasn't for, I think Morgan and Cindy messaged, I woke up and I looked and I'm like, whoa. Luckily, I
are
had
you
already had
feeling
all the
better?
printouts and what's that?
Are you feeling better? I can't believe you're doing all this between being, not feeling so hot.
I'm okay. It's just ear pain. Like this one ear, it's been over a month now since I got off. Oh, look at her picture.
That's annoying. Man.
Hello, guys.
Hey. Oh, look at the flower.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, she's got a green.
That's a setting. That's a setting. It's not. I'm in the car.
That's awesome. Okay.
Awesome.
Well,
hey, guys.
are you guys pretty much ready to go live?
Sure.
Okay. I'll
Okay.
introduce the channel like we normally do, and then I'll just leave it to you guys. And while you're talking, introducing yourselves, I will try to put the actual link to some because I think they tend to click on it when it's there, but I don't know how to do it beforehand since it doesn't give me one beforehand. You know what I mean?
My lights are flashing. Do you guys notice that? I'm sorry.
Oh, I saw it once just now. I like your new setup.
We're having a lot of weather. We're having
I like your
thunderstorms,
wall,
so.
Danny.
This is me sitting.
That's so
normally I'd
different.
be up there, but I had to sit down. Thanks.
I should have fixed my background, but I was like, I gotta stand because Danny thinks I'm not feeling good when I sit.
Oh, well, that's what I do when I need a little, rest. I sit down and then.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Kelly.
Hey, Kelly.
Hey, Kelly. I'm sitting today. Can't make me stand.
I've actually these last 2 days up, down, up, down. I just can't decide. So, all right, I'm gonna get the YouTube ready, and I can't.
I'd say for trials, standing up is fantastic.
True.
Yeah.
For level 1, standing up works for me.
Yes, 1 and 2.
Okay. You guys are quiet. I was telling him, don't forget to edit out the beginning, guys, because when you get it, I'm like fixing my makeup.
I know.
All right, going live.
People like the real stuff. This is real talk.
It's true.
Right?
They do like it.
Can let me know when you guys see it.
Can you hear me okay?
Live.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hear you.
I have my earbuds on. So lots of techie stuff.
Okay, we are live. Great. All right, let's make sure the YouTube is up and it says we're live on my YouTube also. So, hey guys, welcome to my channel. This will be posted on everybody's channel, I think. I'm Kasie Oswald, and this is our weekly collaboration every Monday at 2 o'clock Central. And guys, I'm really surprised how popular these are becoming.
Yeah.
You see our level 1, there's over 170 views on it. So we know we're doing good work and people want to know, some of our ideas. And I think it's great, especially for trials today, because we're a diverse group. We don't all agree on our trials. So, so please take a second, introduce yourself. Well, take more than a second so I can post the link. And let's see, Cindy's not muted. So Cindy, you want to introduce yourself first?
All right, Cindy Bennett, and I just got my the new level 1 and 2 trial certification just a few hours ago. So I'm really green on that one, but I have all the certifications and I have the VIPKID iPad users group. And I guess I prefer like the older kids, but I like doing a smattering of the younger ones as well.
Great. Okay, who's next? Go ahead and jump in there. Kelly, you're not muted. Go ahead, Kelly.
Okay, my name is Kelly. Teacher Kelly Tag is my YouTube channel. Kasie invited me here because she wanted somebody who doesn't like trials. So that's who I am today. I don't like trials. Yeah.
They're not for everybody. And as Cindy has taught me, it's great that some people don't like them because then we get more. Right,
Yes.
Cindy?
Yeah. I don't mind them. I want more, but I don't always get a lot.
And Kelly, you also have a YouTube channel.
Yes, Teacher Kelly Tag is my YouTube name. I go live every Tuesday at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. So that's tomorrow. Come to my live stream if you want. Yes.
Yay.
And I talk about all ESL things, not just VIPKID. So, yes.
Great. Okay, Morgan or Danny?
Hi, my name is Morgan. I'm on YouTube as Teacher Morgan SWM. I'm a huge dork. Also, I do a lot of things with ManyCam, so I'm certified for all the trials except for Starlight. Ain't gonna touch Starlight. I don't teach older kids, but hopefully I can help out with the tech side and show what I do with my ManyCam when I'm teaching trials.
Great. Okay, Danny.
I'm excited. Okay, I am Danny. I have taught so many trials because when I started, they gave all the trials to the new teachers. I don't understand that. Hopefully we can talk about that. But I have taught so many and have a lot of things to say. So yeah.
Great. Okay, well, I think we should get right into it. My first thing that I figured we'd talk about is a favorite trial. Do you guys have a favorite? Or Kelly, maybe not for you, but I love the jungle. So it is my favorite. I can party in the jungle all the time. I'll show you my props for the jungle here in a little bit. And I think I have such a role. I can roll with that one so much easier. I did have 19 trial conversions in September.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think it was because I had so many jungles and it just made me laugh. It was fun and I had kind of my own script. It wasn't scripted, but kind of my own. So party in the jungle for me. Somebody else? Anybody?
I like my
Yeah.
family. I think my family's easy to talk
Yeah,
about
that's
with
good.
them. And you can expand on it easy. And of course, I've taught it so many times that it's fun. Yeah.
Now, Danny, is that the one with the cat, apple bed cat?
There
Right?
is
It's
one
not the
like
new
that.
one.
There's that one, but today I taught the level 2, actually, the new My Family one. It's not the new that we just certified for today,
Okay, that
but
one.
it's a different one than the one with the cats and the yellow and the, anyway, yeah. I should have watched the replay before class, but it is the My Family one, and it's fairly easy.
Yeah.
Is that the mango banana one?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yes, I have that one too. Yeah. Not my favorite though. Okay, Morgan.
My favorite is the monster one, and I seem to like always get the monster one, right? Nose, I have one nose. You
Oh
and I are
yeah,
the
that's
opposites
cute.
because
Yeah.
I've never taught jungle. I like only do the
I
monster one,
only
right? I know, together we make a whole person. Congratulations.
I never get the monster. I've only had it once, and I'm terrified because I don't know it. Love it.
Terrified.
Okay, Cindy.
I don't think I've done the jungle one. If I have, it's been a long time. I don't know. I did the monster one recently, and the girl did convert. I don't know which one has the M and N. I did that one recently.
That's the monster one, mouth and nose.
That's the okay, M N. Okay. Yeah, so I haven't done enough of them to know like which one I prefer. I just go with it. I mean, I don't know. I just expect anything. I just have a bunch of stuff and grab whatever I have and
Yes.
go with it. So,
It's a bag of tricks. What do you
yeah.
got?
Yeah.
So, Kelly, you've taught some.
Yes, I have.
Were there any
especially-
that you liked, or
Yeah, I haven't taught a lot lately. I mean, I taught a lot more when I was new, like Danny was saying. So I don't know, maybe the feeling's mutual. I don't like trials, they don't give me a lot. But I agree with Danny. I like the family one because that is easy to talk to them about. If they're little, usually their mom or dad is right there, so you can, you know, extend that way. I always have a picture of my family next to me because several of the levels have family units. So also use Barbies and things. But yeah, I like that one if I had to choose.
good? Okay. Anyone have least favorites? So far, I will be honest and say the new ones have been my least, and maybe it's because
Oh, really?
I don't know them. But and sometimes it works
Question.
really well, and then sometimes it hasn't been working. So I went into a class the other day, and the song didn't load, and it said that the student's computer did not support it. So I'm like,
Right.
well, I don't even know the song. It was my first time teaching it, and the people look a little bit scary, but they're big eyes. So far I haven't had quite a bit of luck with the new level 1 and 2 ones.
Now, can you just go, what I've done before, if the slides don't load for a class, I go to the materials on my phone and just play it off of my phone. So that's an option. If you know that you've already checked your phone, you've already looked at it and you went through it on your phone, you could. I had to do that once. I remember when I first started with VIPKID, someone mentioned that. And just recently, I think with all the changes and the new stuff coming in and new people taking classes that maybe they don't have the right tech equipment, but they want to try it, that we are having these issues. So that might be an option.
I didn't even think to do that, but Danny, I absolutely agree that maybe it is too interactive, or maybe, I mean, maybe it's just not supported as much as we need it for right now. Okay, so that's mine. Anybody else? You can think.
I was just going to say, when it's too interactive, like sometimes I have a baby 2-year-old and they can't do it and mom's struggling, so I just do it and roll through it. If it's not working, you do it. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
But now
and
I
the other
can't.
Oh, it's not working.
It said student clicks, and I couldn't click it. Like the word mom. Has anybody done the level 2 yet?
I have, but
I just got certified today.
I was one of the people who certified like a few months ago while they're working the kinks out. So I did it a few iterations ago. I know there's been some changes. It used to say, you know, student does it, but you were still able to interact with it if necessary. I don't know if that has changed in more recent iterations. I haven't taught it in the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, I've had them almost every day these last 2 weeks. I've had at least one. But the level 2 so far, they've always been a student no-show. So I haven't really gone through it with a student yet. So maybe it's just, you know, you play around during student no-shows. Everybody does, right? You play around with the new slides.
Oh, totally.
So, yeah. Okay, I think I interrupted somebody. Sorry. I think you're all used to it by now. Okay, is that it for least favorites? Anybody else wanna? No? Okay, and Cindy, you asked the jungle. You would know the song. Morgan, maybe Morgan should sing it, but it's Walking in the Jungle, Walking. You know that one? Cindy, do you know it? No?
I don't know if I know it or not.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Usually if there's a song on any of the things, then I usually listen to it ahead of time. So
Oh,
I'm
okay.
familiar with the song.
Yeah.
Trying to think. I know I probably have sung it when I went through the certifications for the
Mhm.
trials, but I don't think I've actually done it with a student.
Okay.
And
Should we all sing it together?
yeah,
Go ahead.
Go
I think
ahead.
Evelyn would
I'll
love that.
listen,
She's
'cause I don't
watching
know
us
it.
right now. All right,
Hi,
Morgan,
Evelyn.
start us off.
All right, ready? Walking in the
The
jungle, walking in
walking
the jungle.
talking
I
in
see a monkey.
walking. Oh, you'll get
I see a monkey.
a monkey. No one's
Walking
singing.
in
That's not
the
fair.
jungle, walking in the jungle.
Hey, I've never taught this one before. You can't ask me to sing it.
Really?
Well, now we're teaching you finally a song.
So
What's the
basically,
next one?
they walk in the jungle, and then they meet the monkey. Okay, you guys have to watch this one.
What do they meet
that one.
next? I can't remember. I haven't done it
The
in a while.
monkey, then the tiger, then the snake, and then the parrot.
Snake and parrot. Yep. So it's good to have all those things because that one, I teach it a lot too. So that's all you need is those, 4 animals, 5, 4, and you're good.
Yeah, 4. Okay, guys. So does anybody use the rebooking feature? Because that's going to lead into my next thing. I do. Yeah? Rebooking feature? So Kelly? Nope.
I have never used it. I
No?
think I've seen it, but I've not used it.
So if you have it on and you get booked for a trial and it's a no-show, they can switch you to another trial quick.
Oh, yes,
So-
I do have that.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah.
So you really never know what you're going to teach during a trial. So the question now is, how do you prepare?
I just have like everything around me. I have, I just wing
I
it.
just have I
yeah.
have a whiteboard that I use a lot. Like if they have to trace, I'll bring the whiteboard up, and the parents seem to like that you're going to draw, do the letters and stuff like that. It helps to show them the letters. I use that when I did the M and N. And then I also have a deck of cards with all the letters on it in my desk.
Nice.
And then I have drawers. I got the idea from Melissa Costello. Yeah. I have a drawer with food. I have a drawer with some rewards. I have a drawer with like a bird and things that we use frequently. I also have a drawer right under my computer that has special smiley faces on it. So that works for anything, if you need it for a reward or if you just need to be happy or something. So, yeah.
I think this collaboration is going to be great for anybody needing props. We can pull out props from everywhere, guys. So, somebody else.
Yeah, so I have a few different things that I have going on. So like the first thing is I have a bin that I have all of my trial flashcards in. So usually it books you for a particular trial, so you generally have an idea of what you're possibly going to teach, and then you get switched to different classrooms. So I pull out what I'm technically preparing for. So I do have my Walking in the Jungle deck. When they do flip a card, I have my flip a card. I have my level 6 Dino Robot, and thank goodness I've never had to teach that. Anyhow, every type of trial I have a separate deck for, and then I just recently made a deck of cards for the new level 1s, with a happy and sad dino and all that business. So anyhow, I've got all my cards. So if I get switched at the last minute, then I really quick grab another deck of cards, put them out on my card holders. This is like for playing cards. So I just put them on my playing card holder, so then they're within reach and they're all standing upright so I can grab them. And then the other thing is that I'm a ManyCam teacher, so I use Google Slides. So this is a list of all of the trials, except it does not include the new trials. But anyway, so let's say that I'm going to be doing level 3.1, sorry, 3.1, I'm making stuff up now. Level 3, let's do, not walking, this is walking in the jungle, whatever, I'm just gonna say random things now. So this has all of this stuff, right? And I can bring it down here. And then I choose one digital reward that I use for everyone, and that's going to be Dino cheering them on. And I just extend in different ways. And this was made by Megan Locke. And these slides that I use here, these were created by Beth Pinder. If I get the new level 1 trial, these slides were made by me. And so these are just digital slides, digital flashcards that I can have up along with, I've got Apple there, I've got Apple here, and some things like that. So I try to load a real apple just in case you get hungry.
Yeah, once a week I gotta try.
I know. It's going bad. It's looking like a sad apple. I need a new one. But I try to have everything out for every trial so that I will be ready to go and I'll feel totally prepared to put on my little Dino dog and pony show and hopefully get a conversion.
Great. Danny and I both, when we saw your slides, I looked over, she was like, and I did too. We're like, ah. So anybody else? Are you reaching, Kelly? No? Okay, I'm going to tell you how I do mine. I have a windowsill right here on the side of me, and I just, whatever comes up on the screen, I go and I pull out my envelope. So there's Jungle Trial, there's the family, and I have them all just written and right here on the side of me. And that way there I have my flashcards ready, but I always have my apple. I have my pretend banana, why the apple's real and the bananas never are, I don't know. I have, all different props right here, but when in doubt, I have my flashcards right here near me, and it just seems to make me feel better to at least have something quick to grab. Since I can't change my Google Slides fast enough, so for trials, I needed to have something ready. Yeah, that's really about it. I just flashcards on the side with lots of props. So, okay. So there was a question on Facebook that was, what do you do when your level 2 trial changes to level 5 2 seconds after the start of class and you're not certified for level 5? So my answer was roll with it.
Exactly. The fortunate is that the trial certifications are separate from our major course certifications. So even though personally I am only certified to teach levels 1 through 3, my trial certifications are, last I checked, 1 through 6, right? For the 3.0 plus, or 3.0, not 3.0 plus. 3.0 plus is different. I don't know. I lose track. There's so many, you guys. Anyway,
Yeah.
So you are certified to teach trials in levels beyond what you typically teach. So I have had to do a level 4 trial one time. I was prepared for a level 2. It switched to the level 4, like going on a trip, suitcase. Yes, that was it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a little daunting because it was the oldest student that I've ever taught. And it was in a class that I've previewed, because I've previewed all the classes before to make sure that I have a general idea of what I'm doing. But I was like, okay, I've never taught this before. And now I'm sitting in front of like a 12-year-old, and I typically teach 4-year-olds. So, okay, let's do this. And you just, nothing really that you can do other than make sure that you maybe once every 6 months peruse through all of the trials just to make sure that you have a general idea of what you're doing, and then just be prepared to be unprepared and roll with the punches.
Right. I think I just remembered a really tough trial, and see if anybody else agrees with me. The level 3 with the chicken, the egg, Liz, the farm. That one was a hard one for me to teach, just because it's, if they can read, it's great. You probably have a great conversion there. If they can't, it's like, ugh. So, yes, the farm. Morgan.
I was going to say, for the first year that I taught for VIPKID, I was not certified for 1 and 2, but I would teach trials over and over. And so this one time I had the most difficult trial, but I got him, he was screaming up on the table, just like, because sometimes they're just wild because they're not paying for it,
Yeah.
And mom's just like over on the side, hee. So, but I reeled him in with this giant snake, but it was exhausting. But I never saw him again because I didn't even teach level 1 or 2 or whatever he was. So it was kind of nice. It was like, okay, bye-bye, because he converted, but I didn't have to deal with that again.
Right?
But it's so strange that we can do any of the trials, even if we're not certified for that level, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree. I want to, same thing, like Danny. It was like almost 6 months to a year before I got 1 and 2. And same, I would teach the trials and wouldn't know what I was doing, especially level 1. So yeah, I agree. You just have to roll with it sometimes. And yeah, I didn't know the techniques that I know now from teaching level 1 and from learning what I've learned being in all the, like the level 1 group and things. I had no idea. Yeah, I don't know why they do it that way. So,
Right.
yeah.
So just so everybody watching knows, because we do have some friends here in our live chat. Welcome, Evelyn and Paula. I can't see who else is here, so please let us know. Give us a shout out. Tell us who's here, and let us know if you have any questions. We'd love to have questions in the chat. And Evelyn said, "Oh my gosh, I love all those lovely ladies." And walking in the jungle, she likes that one too. And she's going to be back. She's going to watch the playback. So, but Paula, thanks for coming, and please ask us questions. And yeah, give us a thumbs up so we can get lots of people to. How does the analytics work, Morgan? You mentioned it this morning. Or how does the algorithm like our videos so people can find us?
Basically, from my understanding, I don't know.
So, okay, what else do we have for trials? We've talked a little bit about props. Are there what's the word I'm trying to say? Your go-to props for all trials, or are you very specific with each? Like we mentioned having baskets, and what do you think? Anybody?
I think we're generally more specific because there are, like, I would need a bird and I would need a monkey for walking in the jungle and I need monsters for monsters, right? So there's sort of that, but then in general, I think all of us sort of have a grab area on our desk, right? And I always have this apple, I always have a ball, and I always have a cat and a dog, right? So I think
Yes.
there are some general things that we use over and over, especially, oh my goodness gracious. Okay, girl, I'm going to be quiet so you can tell me where in the world you got those, because those seem like specifically for an ESL teacher, and they're
Talking
amazing.
about these?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm a kindergarten teacher. That's where I came from, and I had these in my classroom because I would always forget to ask the kids questions when I was reading stories. And it's so important if they're having any kind of comprehension issues, you just ask them questions. So I've left these here for colors originally, but they cut for all of the levels, the setting, the characters, or you get a star. Like I use these every day. They are Lakeshore Learning. I got them from Lakeshore, but
Love
I mean, you
Lakeshore.
can make them. Just make your own stars, different colors, and put the questions on them. What's your favorite part? What's your favorite character? Things like that. So, yeah, these are definitely my grab and go. Sorry. And of course, Meg, Mike, Dino, my puppets for reeling them all back in. So, okay, I told you this trial lessons are so much. So Morgan showed you I have a whole page of just the individual trials.
Wow.
So yeah, Cindy.
I just wanted to say that, the props, I love the props, but I feel like don't get caught up with the props and forget the student. Your whole thing is to connect with that student and to make that student feel like I can do this. I love this. This is really fun. Like I just did the certification for the new trial 1 and 2, and I can't remember the percent right at the moment, but it said there's a high percentage of the kid needs to be happy, and having that interaction where you feel connected, like you're not a TV show. You're
Right.
actually a person, and you're actually talking to them, and you're actually connecting where you feel like you're with them, not on the screen. That's my thing, is really making that connection and maybe even saying hi to mom and that kind of thing. I think that's important.
Yeah, definitely. On the new trials that you just certified for, it mentions that these new trials are great for kids that are distracted. And the other day I had a little guy that was 3 years old, and he was just raw on mom. He'd watch me a little bit, and then I played the song, and then he came back. You know, the little finger song? And then he went again. I played the song. So I had to keep bringing him back. But when he would talk about things, or when they say the letter or something, you know, balls come down or things. So I do like it for that reason. If it's working properly, I can see the benefit for the distracted kids, because it's like, oh, what? That? And they're back to you. So yeah, I do think sometimes the props are needed for that rapport building and engagement too. So sorry. I'm getting messages.
Yeah, I'm not saying don't use the props. I'm just
Right.
saying that sometimes you get caught up with throwing the prop and that prop and this prop, and there has to be a balance of the two, and not to forget. Like when I pull out my whiteboard, I'm like, why didn't I think of that before? Because sometimes that really pulls them in to see, because I'll trace on the screen, but then when I show the whiteboard, they can see how how I'm actually making the letters.
Right.
So that's
Now,
just
Danny,
what
did you
I'm
go?
not saying don't do the props, just
Right. Right. Danny, did you go to the workshop today, did you say?
No, I went back and watched some of my old trials today though, and I took notes. So when you're ready, I have like
Please.
some
Ah,
tips. Um,
you guys are just so ready with your whiteboards and everything. Love it.
well, I've been so unprepared in the past few, so I apologize.
Not at
But
all.
so the thing that is hardest for me is incidental language.
Mhm.
I have to remind myself with trials to be quiet, and it's one of my most difficult tasks, especially when I'm having fun. Okay, and then the next one is gauge your student. So today I had a trial level 2, and I wouldn't have known she could read if I didn't like let her go ahead and try to read. Can you read? Because sometimes you just go through and you're just like, you're not a computer, like you said. You want to be able to see where they're at. And then I always try to expand. So if they're doing well with something, I ask them, do you like red apples or green apples? And help them make another sentence. Like show the parents that you're going to do more than just what's on the screen. If you can. And then also on that note, make them feel smart. So make sure that when they're doing something right, you're like, wow, great. We do that, but you're so smart. And that's important. So they feel like, oh, I love this. And then, yeah, teach them something. So give them something they can take away. I always try to make it something that's extra, because I just, I want to be more than just what's on the screen. That's it.
Great. I thought Cindy was reaching to say something. Cindy, you have something to add?
balance. No, I was just looking at my phone. Sorry.
Okay. I try not to
I
interrupt.
do want to mention. No, I just want to mention, this is not my background at school. This is an example of a virtual meeting.
Love
And
it.
you can do this like from your phone in the car. I'm on my way to a basketball game. So I thought I wasn't going to do it. And then I thought, well, I'll just, it's an example of doing it on the run. Sometimes those things happen. So,
Right.
but I'm
How we have to adjust. Be flexible. Thanks. All right. Anybody certified for Starlight? Yes. I like the first Starlight more than the second one, but I get a lot of Starlight. How about you, Kelly? What do you think?
Well, for the trials, I had one that ended up being a no-show. Like I prepped for it. I had my crab and all the sea animals ready, and then didn't show up. And I haven't had one since. So, but I am certified.
Wow.
So
maybe it's because I was so new
probably
that I've had so many, because if you looked at my 6-month update, I think I had like 100 something trials a month, that some were no-shows, some were. I mean, it was all like tons of trials. And the song on the Starlight Level 1 is fun too. It's a rap. So I get to kind of rap and sing with the kids. So all right, well, I guess we won't get much into Starlight unless somebody has questions for us about them. Paula said, I am certified for all trials, but haven't taught any since my first contract. I'm actually okay with that. I didn't particularly like the trials. So she is on Team Kelly. And she's certified for Starlight. She's only done about three of them. So one of my takeaways the other day from Lucy West's workshop was her rapport building for trials. And I did a one-on-one mentor day with her too, or hour. And let me get my board. Okay. One thing she shows is it's not already written, but you show up to class with the child's name. Sometimes it's going to be right, and then sometimes it's not, and you're going to have to try to figure it out from there. But then you ask some questions about themselves. You get some really good information from them, whether it's no information at all. So you know that maybe the lesson's a little bit difficult or too easy for the student. But she asks some questions like, can you see how old they are, what they like, what colors? I mean, all kinds of things. I ask them what they like to eat, and I use this in my regular classes too. And then you can tell them like, oh, I know you're 11 years old and you like piano, and you can show them that you're interested in them. And as far as rapport building for trial lessons, if they can give you a sentence like that, and they're like in the pre-VIP, then obviously you might need to go up. And she shows examples of that too. I know you guys know that we can go up and down in our trials. Have you guys ever switched them before?
Lots of times I have switched them, yes.
Really?
Well, sometimes also like it'll go too fast and I'll get through the lesson, then I'll just go to another one.
Ooh.
I've done that before too. Yeah.
Somebody mentioned that in the workshop. Good. Anybody else?
Back with the old lessons, I had to switch 1 or 2 times, but with the 3.0 and 3.0 plus, there is a scaffold up and scaffold down. So I generally try to defer to whatever the LP put the student at and then use those as bridging, jumping off points. And so even if the scaffold up is still too easy, I try to still continue on because this is what the LP wanted them to do or wanted them to be on. So I generally try to extend within the lesson that I've been given. And then in my note to the LP, I explain, I think that this might have been too easy. This might have been too hard. This is my suggestion. What do you think? And then always thank you for trusting me with the student's trial. And please feel free to book me with more if you are pleased with me.
Nice. Good. Anybody else?
I didn't even realize we could still change them because for a while it would give you, or was that another company where it would give you a choice? Or did we have a choice for a while? Too easy, too hard, right?
Go Kid, you're
Oh,
thinking
okay.
of. Yeah.
Sorry. So I have not changed.
We did have a choice though at the beginning. When I first started, we had totally a choice.
Okay.
Like it could be random. Like, I can remember looking at all of them and thinking, which one am I going to pick? So I think
how
now
do you
it's
change?
more like specific.
Pretend I don't know because I think I don't know.
If you're in your trial lesson and see, this was part of the workshop, so I remember her saying it Friday. If you're in the lesson under your PPT, your PowerPoint, there is a spot for it. And you click on it and there's a drop down. So you can change.
So if you were in the classroom for a major course where the student had a project, there's a button that you click for the project, down there, Danny. So to the left of that, that is what you click for slides, and then you can choose the slides from there. Is that right, Kasie?
Yes, there's the little drop down. Sorry. My mom has called me like 6 times since we're being here, but it's only because I couldn't find her, so I called her 6 times. So it's making me laugh that my watch keeps going off. Okay, I should probably warn you guys, I have not had coffee today. And I know my friends on YouTube, no, I have had some this morning. The problem is, I'm ADHD. So that's why I can't keep my thoughts straight today. So if I keep jumping over you, I really apologize today. It's really, I just can't help it. So do you guys always put notes to the LPs?
I generally do for trials, just to say how the student did and if it was a good fit or if it wasn't a good fit. And then always just to thanking them, because I've found that since I started thanking the LPs for the trials, I don't know if this is a direct correlation or not, but when I have a major course student cancel, I generally have that slot booked with a trial. And I wonder if that is because I leave positive feedback to the LPs. So I'm just going to keep doing it, I guess.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Thank you, Morgan. Morgan taught me to
Yeah,
do
I've
that.
never done it. I've spoken to the LPs maybe like a handful of times, but that's a good suggestion. Yeah.
Yeah, same. Like, I would love it if I had one of those cancellations and you get a trial. But real quick, I wanted to tell you about my rapport building you were talking about
Yes,
earlier.
please.
I have this. I play with new students or trials dice game, but this is like for get to know you, new student. Like, so it has on here, what's your favorite movie, your favorite snack, book, animal, school subject, and color. So this is usually my reward if it's a student old enough to talk.
Oh, nice. Anybody else have some rapport building ideas? How do you get kids engaged right away? Look at everyone thinking.
I like hide and I'm like, hello? Hello? Especially if they're just like, I don't care. You know, I really just get moving.
Yeah.
So I generally get scheduled for the trials with the younger kids, so generally levels 1 and 2. And so I start to count down. So I have this on my screen, and then in the middle it has a countdown clock that I've cloned from our actual screen. So I have that up, and then once it gets down to 10 seconds or 5 seconds, I turn on my microphone and I say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then when I switch to the camera, I generally
Right.
teach standing up. Sometimes I'm under my desk and I start talking and I just slowly creep up, or I start talking and Dino slowly creeps up. So sometimes I do something weird like that, or sometimes I start singing a song before my camera's on, and then I finish the song when the camera is on, just like a hello, how are you sort of thing, or singing the student's name while I'm clapping my hands or something, just some way to show that I'm excited and try to bring them in right away, because especially when you're teaching the younger students, they're not, you say hello and they're not going to say hello back, that sort of thing. So just being able to get them interested and have them want to stay in front of the camera, I guess.
Good. Cindy, Kelly, how do you guys start off here? You told us your rapport. Do you have a gimmick at the beginning?
I do not
really
have
don't.
a gimmick. I just
Yeah.
say, how are you? And my name is Teacher Cindy. What's your name? And then if it's Chinese, I try to sketch down what they just said because I can't remember it. So
Yeah.
try to write down so that I can try to repeat it at least once or twice before the end of class, before I forget it.
And same as Cindy, I mean, mine's just basic. Hi, what's your name? How are you? So, and usually, well, now Morgan gave a good website for helping with Chinese names on her live today. So I'm going to try to be better, but usually I just call them my friend or something if I really can't say their name. So.
Yeah, I try to start off with a gimmick. Like, have you ever taken the workshop, the trials with Justin B, I think is his name? He is so much fun. If you haven't, like, you should watch it. He starts off like hiding and singing and things fall off his head. So I do that a lot with the bear fits perfect on my head unless I sing and go back and he falls and the kids start laughing. Yeah, so I try, but I get so embarrassed with parents. I just never, I get all excited to do it, and then it just depends on who's sitting there. Danny?
I feel like in the beginning, I felt like such a clown, and I had to kind of get over. I mean, Morgan, you like being a clown. Obviously, it's adorable, but like I had to grow to love it because at first, coming from being a normal teacher, a brick and mortar teacher, you wanted to all this respect, you know, and then you come in and you just have to be a total goof and make them love you, and you know, sometimes they don't, and your ego goes down, and like you just really have to just learn to love whatever comes your way with a trial.
I'm a total goof, but see, in my classroom, at the school, I didn't have parents in there until, a month or so after. So I accepted parents a month later for volunteers and stuff. But the first couple of weeks, I could be a goof all by myself and it didn't bother me in front of the kids. But in front of the adults and my own aide and everything, I still got nervous. So yeah, I got to get over the parents being there, I think. So thank you, Cindy. Oh, I had another question. Oh, I wanted to tell you one more silly reward that I have, just because I've seen it all over YouTube and, ooh, hi, YouTube and everything. Have you guys seen these little ice creams? They were my first reward my husband and I found on Amazon. And it's funny because my students still ask me for these. I'm like, aren't you sick of it like 2-3 times a week? Can we find a star? Can we like do some magnets, something? They want the ice cream because I dropped that on, oh, and they think it's the funniest thing ever. So I guess, the lesson there is find something you can drop because the kids think it's hilarious. So that's my little ice cream story.
And
I do the same thing. I'll get one of these, and if I have so many, but it happens. I'm like, ooh, and I'm like, good thing I have so many. And then we pick another one, and they like to have fun and laugh, and that's number one with trials. I think is have fun.
Yeah.
And I think one thing that we should mention is that the reason why we are so animated, excited, is because we want the students to buy in, because this is a very vulnerable situation. They are speaking in a different language to a stranger who lives half a world away over their computer. They might be unfamiliar with the format. They're not quite sure what they're going to do. They're afraid of making a mistake. So it might be a different story when you're teaching the older kids trials, and that's not a situation that I've ever been in, other than that one level 4 trial that was like, okay, Morgan, be a serious human being. But just having having fun, making the student laugh, having the student maybe overcome some of those boundaries that come from the differences in being taught online, et cetera, that helps the student to buy in, and it helps them to just to produce more sentences and to not be afraid to try and speak in English.
Mm-hmm. Good. So in the chat box, Paula said she leaves feedback to the LP at least once a week for every regular student. She's always positive, and she feels this helps if she ever needs help with a problem. So Paula, if you're still here, how long have you been teaching, or do you guys know? I know she's come to your lives, so.
I'm pretty sure it's
been a while, right?
3, I think. Not 3 years, 3
contracts?
Yeah, I think so.
How did I never know to write the LP? I would only write if there was like a major problem, but I've probably written once before. So thank you so much for sharing, you guys.
At Journey, the LP stood up there and said they get a lot of negative things. They would love some positive sometimes. And so I usually try to put something in there, but I've never really said whether the level was too hard or too easy, unless it was like very obvious, so. Okay. She's on her 3rd contract. You are right.
I
win. You win. Okay. So, Kelly, did we go over? You get a gold star. Kelly, did we go over why you're not such a big fan of trials?
Okay.
And I need to get my paper for my notes that fell. So.
Oh, okay. All right. So, okay. So the biggest reason that I hate trial, obviously, is the possibility that it could be a no-show, which I think one of the biggest reasons, like I have a sore taste in my mouth right now, is because the past few trials that I've done have been no-shows. And I'm including GoGoKid. I also work for GoGoKid. I gave them two of my VIPKid PPT slots to do a trial over there, and they ended up being no-shows. I mean, I do have the rebooking feature on, so it's a chance I could get rebooked, but that's like the number one thing. It's frustrating to only get half the pay when I could have had a major student in there. And also I'm listening, I'm taking some of your ideas in, but yeah, maybe I should try some of these more silly things, but I hadn't tried any of these things, and you know, you never know what to expect. They don't know the platform. Sometimes they can't hear, or there's, you know, problems, or sometimes they've never talked to a foreign teacher. And I was saying before, you know, I didn't get my 1 and 2s till I'd been at VIPKID for like months, not quite a year, like 6 months, I think 9 months for level 1. So I wasn't used to it, and I would get level 1 trials, which I wasn't used to teaching them. You know, so those are all the reasons I really don't like it. And, you know, I like long-term getting to know a student. I'm not as good with like, you only see them once and that's it. Yeah. So those are some of the reasons I don't like it.
Those are all great reasons. And I think looking in the chats for the different Facebook groups, I think the student no-shows is probably one of the number one reasons people do not like them. Because I mean, it could, like I said, I had 3 last night and 3 were no-shows, or maybe I didn't say it here. I had 3 student no-shows last night spread out through my my schedule. It worked out for me because I needed some time to get other things done, but they were still, you know, half. Yes, Danny.
I'm going back to 24-hour booking only right now, and because I know busy season is coming again, and you know, I'm just more comfortable that way. But with busy season and what's coming, it's going to be a lot of trials. So I will let you know how that plays out. But, you know, if I only teach 4 to 5 a day, and if, like Kelly said, that could be a pay cut if you're just teaching that many in a day. And
So
you get a lot with 24-hour.
Are you saying you're doing short notice openings?
Yes. Yes.
That's how this week I've been opening all short notice for anything that didn't book in the frenzy. I closed the slots and I've been opening them every night, and that's kind of the way it's been. So it hasn't really been the half price, because you do price. That's not really what I wanted to say, but the half amount, because you get the extra $2. So it's kind of one of those things. But yeah, let us know how it goes, Danny. I'm curious. So let's see, checking. Morgan, you get a star from Paula too.
She knows I love her.
Aw. I've seen her on Facebook and YouTube, so I know of her, but something from, really quick, I just wanted to go over the toolbox workshop that I took. So it's the new trial toolbox. They talked about the important things, really quick, connections, know your student's name, maybe have a name tag prepared like I had mentioned, maybe a name tag for you. I have one of these. I don't know if you guys have a name tag handy. Build rapport. For them, shaking hands was a big thing that we had talked about. So just shake their hand in the camera, was one of them, and engaging the students. The next thing was props. And props help you teach. They also hold the student's interest. So having different props, different realia, different flashcards are all ways to keep them interested. And then we listed props, but I think we've pretty much gone through all of our props. Okay, one thing was body letters. Does anybody do the body letters? I'm afraid to go to the wrong way. Is B this way? Am I right? Or is my B backwards?
I think your B is backwards.
See, that's why I don't do them. Wait, this way?
Yeah, that looks
You're
correct.
backwards, Danny. This way? I can't even make a B. My arms don't. Okay, I'm not going to do body letters.
No, I have to practice because my screen is mirrored when I teach. So and like now when I'm looking at you, it's opposite mirrored from what it usually is. So anyway, it's all messed up, but I've had to practice several times. So I know that this looks correct in the classroom, even though as I'm looking at myself right now, it looks wrong. It might look right to you. To me, it's wrong for some reason.
So I need to be opposite.
Yes, I think so. Anyway.
Yep, not going to do them.
And I think that's okay to modify just about whatever. I'm so naughty. I modify all over. And sometimes I'm like, wow, I wonder if they were watching that because I just took off with it. You know, but if there's something that you're not comfortable with, I'm sure it's fine to just say, can you make that with your body?
Right.
You know, and if not, skip right over it.
Oh, yeah, I skip. But I have plenty of things to show. So I don't worry about it. But yeah, body letters, I'm scared. TPR, love it. AR stickers. Do you use AR stickers? I know if you use an iPad, you can't. Yes, a little bit. Yeah. How about the little thing in the chat? I didn't know has that always been there and I just found it?
It has.
Seriously?
It's been there since the creation of the new classroom, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, didn't know that. I just found them the other day and it said like good job and I clicked on it. I was like, oh. So that was fun. And of course, comprehension checks and humor. Do the unexpected, which is what you guys were talking about earlier. One of the things they mentioned was goodbye slide. Do you guys have a goodbye? I keep saying gimmick. It's probably not the word I'm looking for, but do you have a goodbye thing? I'm sure Morgan has some type of fun slide or something. What you got, Morgan?
Okay, so I give them their final star before they leave, and then this, like I said, is Megan Locke. So we count dinos: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 stars. Good job. And then I put an AR sticker on them, and I put an AR sticker on myself. And it's usually, if it's a girl, it's dino with the rainbow and the bicycle. And then I go, I will see you later. Goodbye, goodbye. And I blow a kiss. And sometimes I go under the desk and then I hit the end screen. So that's what I do. I teach the littles though. I mean, if you give me a level 7, then be like, girl, you're crazy.
Goodbye. Okay, Danny, Kelly. Danny, we can't hear you. But you're not
Sorry.
muted. Oh. You are muted.
Oh, I've done that in a trial class too. Called the firemen. They can't hear me. Very early on, check your mute button. But I like to impress them with my Mandarin, and I just say, goodbye, zaijian. And then sometimes they, oh, zaijian. And then if I want to go further, I'll say good night in Mandarin. And like, so that's my hook, I guess.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry, actually, mine's is off topic. Please continue, Kelly.
Oh no, I mean, I don't have anything exciting. She just wanted to know what we all do. I mean, mine's just general what I do with everybody. If I need to extend, I'll use the goodbye slide to extend. I have a level 2 I taught today who always is really fast on the lesson. So I have him count Meg and Mike. Well, today we were behind. I actually went over 25 minutes for one lesson today, you guys. I know.
Oh, and Marianne was just giving you props for not going over 25.
One lesson. Yeah. So, yeah, and he was counting them because he's used to doing that. Anyways, I just usually when there's 5 seconds left, I have the yes or no prompt up and I wave goodbye for 5 seconds so I can be out of there by 25. I don't have anything fancy. Go ahead, Morgan. Yeah.
I was just going to say, because Danny brought up speaking in Mandarin. So obviously, and we are all aware of the fact that the class is supposed to be a full immersion, but when you are teaching a trial to a brand new level 1 student, a lot of the times you are unable to get any, you tell them to, say, and you do great TPR, point to your mouth, cup your ear, trying to elicit the response. There's even a new button that you can press on the new trials that pulls up a little microphone on the screen to try and help the student to respond. You can do the AR sticker microphone. You can physically hold up your own microphone. If your student does not respond, say schwa. And I felt terrible about it because I rarely ever do it. I've maybe only done it for 2 trials ever. But schwa means speak, and if you absolutely need to, say it once while you're doing the correct TPR, so point to your mouth, say like schwa hello, hello, and you might get, and then if you do it once, then maybe the student gets it, and then you have created this feedback loop where they're going to equate your finger to your mouth with having to speak and over to your ears. So I do not recommend speaking in Mandarin unless it's absolutely 1,000 trillion% necessary in order to get the student to have some not feedback, but to be able to have the student to respond to you so you are able to actually teach the class instead of Doraing the class. But I mean, you guys might do it a different way, and I'm not like dug in my heels and like this is the way to do it. I was in a group chat with you guys and I told you I absolutely had to do it this past weekend. Otherwise we would have not done anything. We wouldn't have gotten anywhere. And it was that one word. And I had to say that one word every time I needed the student to speak. If I just said, hello, nothing, hello, nothing. But if I said, and I'm totally probably butchering it, but sure, and then what I needed the student to say, and then cut my ear, then I would finally get something that I could then correct, expand on, and move through the slides with. So
Good. I think that is what one parent says every class to her child. Now that I'm thinking about her level 1, I think I hear her say that every time, and I'm just like, well, okay. Like, I bet that's what she's telling them. Like, repeat it, say it. So, oh, neat. In the workshop, she mentioned the slide that is Dino playing, not the slide, the AR sticker, Dino playing soccer. And he stops and says goodbye. And I was like, oh, that's an easy one. So you pop that up when you're saying goodbye. And that was just an easy one to get them to watch and see goodbye and say goodbye. So.
And that's one of the special AR stickers that is teacher only. So you can pull that up for yourself. The student side does not have that one.
Oh, I never thought about that. Learning something new. Yes, Danny.
So I wanted to say I've had to limit myself on my Mandarin as well because I got really excited and tried to learn a lot. But I think one word a class is acceptable depending on where you need to use it. And I've actually had parents say in my feedback multiple times, the student was impressed that the teacher speaks a little Chinese. And so of course I have lists on my desk in case I need a word to make a connection. So with trials, pengua, I think, right? I mean, yeah. And then apple. And then the next time I show them something and they just go, shazada, I'm like, banana. And so they know it just creates this is shangjiu. But just one, so you don't get in trouble, or two maybe, but just to show that I'm showing you, and I know too, a little bit. I don't know. It's an iffy gray area, but it has really helped me to connect.
Good. I think that's really what it's all about, is making connections, however you can for these kiddos. So that is actually the last thing I have on my list. Any I mean, there was tons on here from the workshop because it was great. And oh, one more tip she said was your lighting in your area, background type stuff for trial lessons. Just putting that out there for everyone over here. Adapt, smile a lot, praise and reward, patience, use their name, acknowledge the parents if they're there, if you can, give positive written feedback, and keep your chin up. These were all tips from teacher Beth. She's got a YouTube video about it. And the last thing I want to leave you with is the feedback for parents. They said, now this was, it's not proven, but they said the ones that put feedback in right away are generally the ones that get rebooked faster, because the LP or the sales, I'm not sure which one calls them back right away, but they call within the hour. So if our feedback is in fairly quick, then they have something to talk about. They can tell them kind of what it was about and things. So I guess that would be my my tip would be to get your feedback in so that they have something to talk about, and maybe that'll help you convert your trials. So
that's great information. Thank you. Because I run off to work and I often wait, but from now on I will do my trial feedback before.
Yeah, I have a little template, and I don't keep it the same for everybody, but I mean, those are easy to keep the same, and you just fill in the blanks of how they're doing, and that way there it's quick. So I have a Word document. I just copy, paste, and fix the, small things. So yeah, hopefully that helps. So anybody, this is the time, plug your channels. Let us know where we can find you. Any last minute thoughts on trials? Anything? No?
I go live on Wednesdays at 8 a.m. Central Time and have lots of videos about me teaching trials a long time ago. So
love it.
And thank you so much, Kasie.
Oh, thank you. I can't do this without you guys. And what is your channel name? Because it's not.
It's Danny Happy Farms, Louisiana. And maybe we can just put it in the description box for later.
Okay, great. Okay, Kelly?
All right, yes. So I am live tomorrow morning at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. My channel is Teacher Kelly Tag. I mostly live stream, and sometimes I do a video outside of that, but mostly live streams every Tuesday. So, yes.
Great. And Morgan?
I'm Teacher Morgan SWM on YouTube. I have a live show every Monday. It's a 20-minute quick sort of blast through all of the sort of hot topics. And I also have some ManyCam technology tutorials, and I also have some level 1 videos. Also, I am 24/7 a huge nerd, so there is that as well.
I love that about you. I do. I love it. What did you forget to mention, Kelly?
Oh, Danny reminded, I read the weekly updates also from VIPKID and GoGo Kid every Tuesday.
It's a good thing because I wait for your live. I don't read them.
Thank you. Good.
So great. Well, I am at Kasie, Teacher Kasie. You can find me. Here's my channel. You already found me. I have created my Facebook page finally, guys, or my Facebook group. I told Danny earlier, it's VIPKID Collaboration Station, unofficial Facebook group. So I've been starting that today so that I can upload these collaborations and people can find us all in one spot and they can collaborate not on these videos, but with us in the chats. And if they have questions or things they want to see, they can ask us there. I am hoping to dive into either level 3, because we haven't done that one yet. Maybe you guys can take a vote for next week, or start doing the like I'm smiling because the different level, like level 1s China, and then different different units of levels. So let me know what you guys think. We don't have to decide today, but I know level 2 was like there's so much information to go over. So gotcha. So yeah, we can talk about it later. Let me know if you have any ideas for our next collaboration so that I can start preparing for that. And that's all I have, guys. Thank you so much for everything. And I'll see you next week. High fives. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.